Good job. And what happened second? Today's topic is story sequence. Let's learn more about story sequence. Round of applause. And welcome back to another episode from The Glam Girl Reads. I am so excited that you decided to join in with us again for another read aloud experience. Should we start with our welcome song? I think that'd be a great idea. Hello children, how are you? How are you? Thank you for tuning in today. How are you? How are you? If this is your first time tuning in, remember to hit the subscribe button because I don't want it to be your last time. Our channel is full of some educational greatness and I want you to be able to reach your highest potential. So at the end of the video, if you happen to like it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, smash the thumbs up and smash the subscribe. Do you remember when we read our book about friendship and we went to our what's cooking up on our friendship chart? Can you remember what a good friend does? Go ahead, tell me what a good friend does. Fabulous. I remember that good friends are caring, they share, and they help. Well, we have a new book today, and our new book is entitled The Little Red Hen. And this book is about a very hardworking red hen who happened to find a grain of wheat. But she discovers that her friends don't really help the way that she thought they were going to be helping. So let's figure out how the little red hen needed some extra help. And did you hear that? It sounds like it's time for our thinking board. Today's topic is story sequence. Let's learn more about story sequence.
Thinking board.
Today's topic, story sequence. What is story sequence? Story sequence is events in the story that happen in order. Words like first, next, then, or finally may be used to tell the order of events. Matt wins the race. First, he walks up to the starting line, prepared to start. Next, he hears the words go, so he ran as fast as he could. Then he beats everyone to the finish line. Finally, he takes the platform to receive his golden medal. Take a look at the pictures. They're a little out of order. What happened first? And second? What happened third? What happened last? So as I was saying, our story today is called The Little Red Hen and it's retold by Bonnie Dopkin. So as we pay attention to the story sequence, I also want you to help me to find the moral of the story. When we say the moral of the story, that means the author is teaching us a lesson that we can apply to our very own lives. So as we read, I want you to remember the sequence of the story. What happens first, next, last, right? All of those nice words that we just learned from our thinking board. And then I also want you to tell me what type of moral of the story was the author able to outline. Are you ready for some exciting reading? Well, let's jump right into it. The Little Red Hen. Once upon a time, there were 4 friends who lived together in the barn. A dog, a goose, a cat, and a little red hen. The dog was a lively pup who liked to play all day. After all, he said, who will chase balls and do tricks if I don't? The cat was a handsome animal who lived to groom himself. After all, he said, who will take care of my good looks if I don't? The goose was a talkative bird who liked to gossip. After all, she said, who will share the news of the day if I don't? And the little red hen, she just liked to figure out what needed doing and do it. One day, the four friends decided to move together to a cozy cottage near the river. They were very happy there. The dog played all day in their big front yard. The goose waddled to the farmland each morning and always came back with new stories to share. The cat washed himself on the sunny windowsill. And the little red hen, she cleaned the house, worked in the garden, cooked the food, and did whatever else needed doing. One afternoon, the little red hen swept out the shed and found a bag of wheat seeds. Excited, she brought the bag back to the cottage. Look what I found, she said. Sounds very excited. Who will help me plant these seeds so that we can have wheat to bake some bread? Not I, said the dog. I have to play with my stick today. Not I, said the cat. I have to groom my fur today. Not I, said the goose. I have to talk to the cow today. She has news about the goat. I would have thought her friends would have helped her. Let's see if they changed their mind. All right, said the little red hen. Then I'll plant the seeds myself. And she did. She hoed the ground and planted the seeds and watered them and pulled the weeds. She is a very hard worker. She did so much already by herself. Soon, a fine patch of wheat was growing tall in the sunlight. The wheat is ready for harvest, said the little red hen. Who will help me harvest it? Not I, said the dog. I have to bury my bone today. Not I, said the cat. I have to smooth my whiskers today. Not I, said the goose. I have to visit the pig today. He says there's a scandal with the sheep. Her friends are just too busy to help her. All right, said the little red hen. What do you think the little red hen is going to decide to do? Think she's going to do it all alone again? Let's see. All right, said the little red hen. Then I'll harvest the wheat myself. And she did. She cut the wheat, then gathered and tied it up in bundles, and she stacked it outside. Now the wheat must be ground into flour, said the little red hen. Who will help me pull the wagon to the miller? Not I, said the dog. Today is the day I chase rabbits. Can you guess what the cat and the goose is going to say? Let's see. Not I, said the cat. Today is the day I clean between my toes. Not I, said the goose. Today is the day the goat said that he'll tell me a secret about the cow. Wow, she really does have some very busy friends. I hope they can slow down a little to help their friend at some point. All right, said the little red hen. Then I'll pull the wagon myself. And she did. She cleaned the wagon and loaded the wheat and went to the miller down the street. The next morning, the little red hen was ready to bake. Who will help me make the dough? She said. Not I, said the dog. I'm busy chasing my tail. Not I, said the goose. The dust might make it hard for me to talk. Not I, said the cat. The flour would musk my clean fur. All right, sighed the little red hen. Then I'll make the dough myself. And she did. She gathered up eggs and milk and yeast and flour, then mixed and kneaded for nearly hours. Now, said the little red hen, though she already knew the answer, who will help me bake the bread? Can you help me with the same answers that her friends have been giving her throughout the whole story? You ready? Not I, said the dog. It's time for me to take a nap. Not I, said the cat. I really must get my beauty sleep. Not I, said the goose. I absolutely must rest my voice. All right, said the little red hen. Then I'll bake the bread myself. And she did. She built the fire, a difficult chore, and slid the pan through the oven door. She cleaned the mess that the baking had made and finally went out to rest in the shade. As the afternoon wore on, the wonderful aroma of baking bread drifted through the cottage. It tickled the noses of the napping dog, the sleeping cat, and the resting goose. They sniffed. They smiled. They opened their eyes. What is that heavenly smell? Said the goose. Why? It's just my fresh baked bread, said the little red hen. Who will help me eat it? What do you think the little red hen's friends is going to say to that question? Let's see. I will, said the dog, jumping up from his rug. I will, said the cat, leaping down from the windowsill. I will, screeched the goose, forgetting to rest her voice. Now, what do you think the little red hen is going to, how do you think she's going to answer? Now, her friends have neglected, right, to help her. Her friends were not helping her throughout the whole course of the time that she found the grain of wheat. Now she has some amazing bread baking, and her friends, who kept saying, not I, through the whole story, have decided that they want to have some of the bread. They want to try it. What would you do? If it was you and your friend did not help you to do anything, maybe you were building a castle together and your friend decided they didn't want to help you to build the castle, but then as soon as the castle was done, your friend said, oh, I want to play with the castle. How would you respond? Would you A, be a great friend and say, of course? Or would you B, say, well, you didn't participate this time, so maybe next time you'll help out? What do you think is going to happen? Let's take a look. You will? Asked the little red hen. But you let me do everything else. I hoed the ground and planted the seeds and watered them well and pulled the weeds. I cut the wheat, then gathered and tied it up in bundles I stacked outside. I cleaned the wagon and loaded the wheat and went to the miller's down the street. I gathered up eggs, milk, yeast, and flour, then mixed and kneaded for nearly hours. I built the fire, a difficult chore, and slid the pan through the oven door. I cleaned the mess that the baking had made, and then, only then, I did rest in the shade. So do you know what? I think I'm going to eat this bread myself. And she did. But the next time the little red hen needed help around the house, Nobody said, not I. The end. And when the story's over and when it reached the end, we live happily ever after in the land of make pretend. Bum bum bubbly bum. And when the story's over and when we reach the end, if you think you like this story and you wanna read it again, just hit like, subscribe, and right before your eyes, you can watch it over again and again. Let's check for understanding. Remember, we're talking about story sequence. Do you remember the sequence of events from our story, Little Red Hen? The sequence of events tells us the exact order that things have happened within this story. So it tells us what happened first, it tells us what happened next, and last. So let's think about our story. What happened first? Did the Little Red Hen eat the bread first? Did the Little Red Hen find the grain of wheat first? Or did the Little Red Hen plant the wheat grain first? Which order was first? Good job. And what happened second? Way to go. You're really listening. And what happened last? Oh, bravo. Give you a round of applause. You have done a tremendous job. Now, what was the author's purpose? The author had a moral to this story. What do you think the moral to the story is? That's the lesson that was taught throughout the story that we can actually apply to our own lives. What do you think the moral of the story is? Good job. What else? Tell me more. Awesome. So the life lesson is always help out. It's about teamwork and helping your friends, because you never know when someone else may need a helping hand from you, or you may need a helping hand from them. And at the end, you can take advantage of the benefits if you don't help out. Okay, so again, thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, for the week of August, we're going to start an author study. Yes, an author study. And the first author up is one that I know you love. You'll find out next week. Until next time, left, right, so long.